here at Oxford, Alabama with head coach Sam Adams at the new Oxford Athletic Facility. We're going to be doing the show from here due to some scheduling conflicts and myself. We're running extremely late today. But Coach, last week you guys got another big victory. You started at 1-0 in the region. You won 42-13 last week. Is that correct?
That's right.
Shades Valley, take us back to last week, how that game transpired.
Yeah, so the first quarter was a little bit of back and forth. We were able to get a quick touchdown our first drive, and they came out in some different formations than we had previously seen, different personnel groups that we had previously seen, and which was good playing on their part, and took us a little bit to kind of get accustomed to what they were trying to do to us. But once we kind of settled in a little bit on the defensive side, we're able to score 3 quick touchdowns in the second quarter and really kind of put the game out of reach. I don't think they really threatened to score again after that.
Once Coach Cochran got his hands on a little bit of their looks, he figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I think that you guys do better than a lot of teams that I've seen, I watch film on you guys. I haven't got to see you in person yet because I've got to do the show from Fort Payne. But you guys put a lot of pressure on teams because you guys go and score.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll get a team out of their tendencies big time. And when Coach Cochran gets a team where he can pin his ears back, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened the other night. The first quarter when they were able to run the ball at us a little bit and have some success, and they really put together 2, really nice drives. We were answering those, and it was 14-13 at one point in there. And then, really kind of late second quarter, actually, we scored 3 touchdowns on 3 consecutive offensive snaps with 3 touchdown passes. So it was, I've never done that in my career.
That's like hitting 3 home runs with 3 consecutive batters.
Right, yeah. It was 3 different receivers.
That's right.
And I think Mason started off 11 for 11 in that game.
That's good. We'll let it roll through.
Please dismiss second block lunch.
Go ahead, Coach.
He started off 11 for 11 in the game, and finished up pretty solid overall. The numbers, the yardage numbers weren't quite what we had the last couple of weeks, being over 300 the first 2 weeks of the season. We were lower than that, but it's really just simply because we didn't get as many snaps in this game, and we had a lot of success running the ball in this game too. DK Wilson had a huge night, 5 carries for 112, and Jaden Thomas ended up with right about 80-ish yards, but he was at about 10 yards a clip running the ball. So it was a good night for us all around.
Talk about those 2 running backs you just mentioned, and how if you can get those guys going and even go play action off of them, it's going to be a different plan for your offense.
Yeah, those guys, they really do a good job of kind of sharing that role. They both bring something different to the table. They can both be really explosive in different ways. DK's maybe got a little more top end speed. JT's maybe a little bit more physical and a little different type of back. Yep. Both of them are big threats out of the backfield. They really contribute in the passing game by catching the ball and by protecting the passer and the screen game as well. And they're just the 2 of a handful of guys that we have that we feel really good about with the ball in their hand.
With those 2 guys and the receiving core you guys have and the quarterback pulling the trigger, it's good times here at Oxford.
It is. Yeah.
This week presents a different set of challenges. Anytime that you have homecoming, there's always a set of challenges all in itself. There's everything but football going on.
Yeah.
There's people returning to town. There's usually a theme throughout the week. Each day, you got a lot of times people have parades and then game day. There's can we get these photographs? There's just so many distractions. A lot of times coaches hate homecoming, and you actually see a lot of upsets on homecoming because of these distractions. Now, I know you guys are playing a different animal this week in Huffman. They haven't gotten out to the start, obviously, that they want to start. They've been struggling, but you still got to get these guys dialed in. Talk about this week and the challenges it presents.
Yeah, I don't think any coach really enjoys homecoming week.
That's right.
Just because of the change in routine. I think we're all kind of creatures of routine, and we like for every Monday to be the same and every Tuesday to be the same and so on and so forth. And, we do have the theme dress-up days, and we do have the parade on Thursday, and like a lot of places, there's some other kind of foolishness that goes on at nighttime during homecoming week. Right. And so, we just try to preach the message as much as we can. Like, our job is to play football. And so when all these people show up for the game on Friday, we're putting a good product on the field. And hopefully the maturity of this group of guys kind of takes over and minimizes all the outside stuff. But at the same time, too, I'd like for them to have a little bit of fun and participate in some of the stuff that's out there. Because you only get 3, maybe 4 years to do this in the big picture. So you got to balance all that stuff out. Let them be kids and also keep them focused on playing well in the football game.
When you go into a game like this, when everybody and their brothers saying, "Oh, you guys should just kill these guys," stuff, coaches hate that.
Yeah.
And Coach Benford from 5 said it best. He was up one time 60 points in the game, and a guy threw it over his head, and they scored.
Mm-hmm.
And he went nuclear. Mm-hmm. And this referee said, "Coach, don't you think you need to eat up?" He said, "No, actually I don't, because this bunch is down 7-0."
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you keep your guys dialed in on games like this when everybody's telling them they should go out there and perform and blow this game out? I mean, how do you keep them dialed in?
Well, the message we've had for them since the very beginning was that outside of these walls, other people's opinions don't matter. Whether they're saying good things or bad things. So far, it's been a lot of good. But if we slip up and don't play well a game or two, then those opinions will change, and they don't matter then, just like they don't matter now.
That's right.
So we have a standard of play here. The opponent for us doesn't really matter. They don't factor into that whatsoever, whether they're good, bad, ugly, anywhere in between. I mean, obviously, we do game plan for opponents and try to take advantage of things we think we can take advantage of, but we feel like if we play our best version of football, then we'll have a shot to win a whole bunch of games, regardless of who's lined up away from us.
That's right. How do you think the team is right now heading into this week? I know. How are you injury-wise? You got some guys banged up?
We're as healthy as we could ever expect to be. Like a lot of places in the state, we've had some illness kind of running through our whole community and really the whole state the last few weeks. I mean, we've had kids fighting through that. Nothing serious really, but that could be a factor in your hydration and being able to play with the amount of effort and amount of focus that you need on Friday night. I think we do have a pretty mature football team overall, and they understand that sometimes they have to play through some inconvenient type stuff, but at the same time we want to make sure that they're as healthy as they can be. So like yesterday for practice, we did lighten up a little bit on them. We had a JV game last night, so we practiced a little bit shorter on Monday, and naturally we've got three and a half games under our belt right now. You're going to have some bumps, and some guys are going to be a little bit sore and all that. So I mean, good coaches have to have a plan to kind of manage that as the season goes on. And, I'm not of the opinion you can go out and just beat the crap out of them for 2.5 hours, 4 days a week, and then play your best on Friday.
It's not 1990 anymore.
No. I mean, and you can't be too light on them either. You always got to kind of be towing that line and really just kind of observing your guys and trying to figure out where they are and be able to get the work in that you need, get the contact in that you need during the week, but also keep everybody healthy and fresh for Friday.
I remember Thursday full pad practices before.
I've been a part of those too, and I'm a short practice guy anyway. We're having practice. Yeah. I mean, we practice a little bit longer than normal for me because we work some guys on both sides of the ball for depth purposes, and naturally that just adds a little bit onto your practice. But I mean, generally speaking, 2 hours for me is a long time to be out there.
I'm with you. Nowadays with the attention spans of kids, it seems like each year a little bit diminishes. The next thing you know, it's like they have an attention span. Mm-hmm. Yeah, several great. I love hearing different coaches talk about that. Several great coaches I've talked about have went to your style, actually. One other thing before I let you go, sitting in this beautiful facility, just walking through it to come up here and do this is just a blessing. It's just a blessing to walk through this and see what the city of Oxford and this high school has come together and put together for these students. And we will be doing a full walkthrough video at Average Joe's when the facility gets completely finished. But seeing the kids in this new environment, they have to wear this with a badge of honor because I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, the only thing I can think that's close to this is Thompson, but this is like a newer state of the art and more square footage than Thompson.
Our kids are super excited to get into it. We've been into it for about 3 weeks or so. Right before the first week of the regular season was when we got into it. So I guess this will be our 4th week in it. And it is something that our kids are extremely proud about. We picked in the locker room a while ago. Our locker room is spotless, and that's hard to do for a high school. We got 100 high school kids stayed in the same locker room, and that's not easy to keep it looking that way, but that shows how much pride that they take in it. Now we monitor that pretty tightly as well, but and I think really just with the logistics of our day-to-day, our depth of preparation has increased so much compared to the way that we had been set up the last couple of years, where we were, kind of makeshift. We're creating sort of makeshift meeting rooms, and our weight room is on the other side of campus, and none of those things, if you look at them just like one at a time, seems like that big a deal, but you pile on probably 10 things that are like that, and now you look over the course of the week, and that's probably we're staying the same number of hours and minutes up here that we always have, really. But I would say we're probably sneaking in another hour's worth of preparation in the same time frame, whereas before we were in some kind of transition or something like that. So I think our kids understand that they're super fortunate to have a facility like this, and I think we're making the most of it.
Because it's a one-stop shop now.
Yes.
Everything's under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. Yeah, because you guys used to have to go to a weight room, go to coach's room, then you started dressing over here, then your office was in the trailers.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I had never seen anything like it, and I can't wait to get that video out. When we get a chance, I'm probably going to bring Brick Boy down here and we'll do a full walkthrough.
That'd be great.
I hope you got your MTV Cribs. Channeling your inner MTV Cribs, and we'll do it a style like that where we go room to room and then post pictures as well.
That'd be great.
The city of Oxford, I'm sure, and everybody across the states want to see that.
Sure.
I've been asked, I don't know, and I'm not exaggerating, 100 times about it.
Yeah.
We posted that video, and I think that video reached, it's like 250,000 or 300,000 people a week or so.
Yeah.
And people who didn't understand, didn't know what it was, this is going to give them a better understanding of how it's going to help the whole school.
Yep.
Not just football. It's going to help everybody out.
We are going to have a kind of an open house type thing on Sunday. I think it's going to be in October, likely. I don't think we've released the official date on it yet. But it'll be open, for a couple hours on a Sunday afternoon. If people want to come take a look at it, and we'll have people sort of posted up in different parts of the building to explain what this room is for and the features of it and all that. So it's one thing just kind of walk through it and see it, but then when you start digging through the technologies available to us and all the accessories that we have in the weight room and just the functionality of it, it's something that's really, really impressive.
Yeah, so when you guys do that, make sure you give us a heads up if it's graphic or anything, because we like to promote that for you.
Yep.
As well.
Yep, that'd be great. Well,
Coach, I don't want to hold any more of your time. I know you're a busy man. It's homecoming week, and you don't want to sit down and talk to both stars and all that. So we're going to get out of here, and thank you once again to Kia of Anniston, Oxford for sponsoring this and all that they do for high school athletics across Alabama. We'll be back here next week with another Oxford football preview with Coach Sam Adams. Thank you, guys.